Hello Bun Bakers, and welcome back to my channel. You're with Nicole, and today we're going to be making an Aussie classic. We're going to be making Lamingtons. I can't wait to share this recipe with you. We've got that beautiful vanilla sponge in the center, and then that's coated in a really gorgeous chocolate, and then it's rolled in coconut. So that sounds pretty good to me. I hope it sounds good to you. Let's get to it. Now for the vanilla sponge base, I will show you those ingredients first, and then later on I'll show you the ingredients that we'll need for the chocolate coating. So to start with, we have some sugar here, some caster sugar, some vanilla, we've got some eggs, milk, self-raising flour, and some butter. You will also need a large mixing bowl, some electric hand beaters, and then over here I've got a sieve, and then a spatula. Wooden spoon always comes in handy, and I've also just lined a baking tin here with some parchment paper, and I've got a rectangular one here, but you can do square or rectangle, whatever you've got at home. Last thing is turn on your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now the first thing we're going to do is grab our butter, sugar, and our vanilla. We're going to head over to our mixing bowl. We're going to combine them, give them a good beat until they're light and fluffy, so they'll take about 1 to 2 minutes, and then we can start adding our eggs one at a time. So let's go do that now. My mixture is nice, light and fluffy now, so I am going to add in the eggs one at a time and give it a beat, and then keep going with the eggs. Just before I add my last egg, I'm going to scrape down the sides here and just make sure all of that sugar and vanilla and butter gets mixed in with the egg. Last one. This is my mixture after incorporating the eggs, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's silky and smooth, and now it's time to add the flour and the milk. Now for this part where we add the flour and the milk, we're going to add half of the flour and then the milk, and then half of the flour and then the rest of the milk, if that makes sense. So we'll start by using our sieve, and you can just estimate, and we're going to just use our hands and fold it in with a spatula. It's about half. So we'll sieve this in. Beautiful. And now start to fold. Now half the milk. Looks good. And again, start to fold it in. And we're just going to be gentle with our folding. When you do fold in the flour and the milk, we want to keep this mixture really nice, light and fluffy. Now we can add the rest of our flour. Whoop. And fold it in. It's forming a really beautiful batter here. we've just got the last of our milk to add in. Beautiful. I want you to look at how beautiful and thick and glossy and full this batter looks. Yum. This here is going to be the key to a perfect Lamington. It's going to be the base of a really nice vanilla sponge. All right, so now this can all go into our baking dish here, our baking tray. Now with your spatula, just spread around the batter so it's nice and even, and all of the tin has some of that beautiful vanilla sponge on it. So try and make it as even as possible, and when it looks pretty good, you can also just give it a bit of a bang, and this will help level out the batter. Awesome. Into the oven now we go, and it's going to be in there for about 20 to 25 minutes. Just make sure you monitor yours, and you'll know it's ready when the top bounces back and a skewer comes out clean. All right, while our cake is cooking, we're going to move on to our chocolate coating and the coconut. So with those ingredients, we've got icing sugar, boiling water, cocoa, and some melted butter. And then we have some desiccated coconut over here. And don't worry, you can head to lebonbaker.com for the full recipe to download and print for free. I'm going to move the coconut just off to the side for a moment while we do the chocolate coating. And I'll just grab my items here. Just grab yourself a whisk as well. Now, first thing to do is add the cocoa to the icing sugar and then give it a whisk. This is where the magic happens. Next, add in your water and continue whisking. Last but not least, add in your butter. Mix it all up, and then our beautiful chocolate coating is ready to go. It's looking really nice and chocolatey and silky smooth. This looks good, and now I can get my coconut ready. So what I'm going to do is start to form a little bit of a production line. So we're going to go vanilla sponge, dunk it into the chocolate, and then lastly coat it in the gorgeous coconut here. I'm not going to put out all the coconut at once just because I don't want it to get too covered in chocolate. So I'll just go a little bit at a time, and I can always top up when I need. Don't forget as well, the cake has been in the oven now for about half time, so I've just given mine a quick rotate. Out of the oven we come. Oh, the smell is amazing. Yum, it's gonna be so good. So yeah, this looks great, and the top is bouncing back. I can tell that there's not gonna be any wet parts in the middle, so we are ready to rock and roll. Now with this, it's best if you can allow it to cool completely in the tin, and then If you're going to be doing it for a day ahead, you want to freeze this overnight. Wait till it's cooled first, and then pop it in the freezer in some tin wrap. It's actually easier as well to coat in the chocolate and then the coconut if it is slightly frozen. So that's a little tip there. Otherwise, just let it cool completely and then you can trim the sides, cut into squares, and then it'll be ready to coat. All right, this is a vanilla sponge that I prepared yesterday because I wanted to do it from frozen just because it'll be easier to do, as I said. So what I've done here, you'll want to trim the edges of your cake and then cut it into nice even sized pieces, and then we're ready to go. Grab yourself 2 forks and then have yourself your chocolate and your coconut ready to go. It's time to get messy. I'm ready, are you ready? It's time to get dunking. So grab one of your pieces into the chocolate, do a nice little coat and roll it all around, side to side. Great. And then onto the coconut we go. Whee! Just use your hand if you like as well. Get all of that chocolate covered in coconut. It looks pretty delicious, doesn't it? Ooh. One Lamington, ready to go. I love making Lamingtons. They're like a little treat and they're good not just around Australia Day or certain times of the year. They're good all times of the year. I mean, like, who wouldn't like a vanilla sponge dunked in chocolate, dunked in coconut? If you want to get fancy, you can also put a little bit of jam and whipped cream in the center of the Lamington and kind of stack them. But I'm a traditional type girl and I like mine simple, and so I've just gone with the usual recipe. As you can see, I have quite a bit of a mess to clean up here, but I'm not even mad about it because I have a plate full of Lamingtons. How gorgeous and homemade and rustic do these look? I cannot wait to eat one. They're gonna be amazing. Yum. I've just cut one in half here so you can see the layering. It looks so good. It starts with that gorgeous coconut on the outside, and then we've got the chocolate and then the vanilla sponge. This is a great recipe to have for morning tea or afternoon tea. You can share it around with friends or family. And don't forget to make them on Australia Day. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and you enjoy this recipe. If you've liked it, make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lavon Baker, for all tips, tricks and recipes for the home baker. And don't forget to hit that bell because I have a new video coming out every week. Don't miss out. See you again next week.